The following steps will guide you on how to process a payroll in the Payroll for Free system. On the left-hand side of the screen, you will click on the Payroll menu option. It will bring up a menu that shows normal processing, reports, and company file maintenance. You will click on the menu option that says PR Explorer. This will bring you into your facilities master file showing any payrolls that have been entered into the system. Under displayed batches, you will see an option that says unpost it, an option that says post it, and an option that says all. Unpost it means that the payroll has been entered into the system but has not been updated. Post it means that the payroll has been entered into the system and has been updated or posted. All will display both batches, unposted and posted. The current period is a filter that allows you what information appears on the screen. If you click on the drop-down arrow, you will see additional options appear. All transactions will show you all transactions that have been entered into the system, and if you have the post it button clicked, then it will show only unposted batches. Post it will show only posted batches. So here I'm displaying all batches that were entered into the system but have not been posted or updated into the system. As you see, it will show a batch number. This number is assigned by the system. The check date. The posting date is blank because this payroll or these payrolls have not been posted. The begin and end date will show you the pay period dates that this payroll batch signifies. So the begin date is February 1st, end date February 18th. It will show you your default cash account. This specific company is processing a bi-weekly payroll. Payroll of the month. Is this the first payroll, second payroll, third payroll of the month? To create a new batch, over on the right-hand side, you will click the New Function button. The following screen will display on your screen. Manual entry means the user is manually keying in the employee's hours. And import a time clock. If you are using a time clock, then we will give you additional instructions of how to import the time clock file into the Payroll for Free system. You would click Next on the lower right-hand corner of your screen. This will take you into the batch default settings. Again, it's going to show that this is on a bi-weekly pay cycle. Pay period begin date is February 19th, 2016. Pay period ending date, check date, and this is the second payroll of the month. Current period days, this is just for the accrual. So for a bi-weekly, it's going to show 3 days are in the current period, which the current period is March. Everything in Payroll for Free goes off of the check date. Prior period days are 11. Regular hours, that's just going to be a default of how many hours are going to be entered into the employee's payroll. You can let the system default, or you can change this to 0. Again, here is your cash credit account, and this is a default that was set up in the system. Description, this is not required, but this will allow you to go in and make notations on your payroll batch. Employee filter, if you want to pay hourly employees and salaried employees separately, the system's going to default to both. Departments, right now it's going to default to all departments, but you can specify which department you want to pay your employees in. And order by, right now the default is by the employee's last name. Again, you may change this filter by employee ID, department, then employee's last name, department, then by the employee's ID. To accept this information, you would click on the option in the lower right-hand corner, Accept Batch. You may have a message that appears on the screen indicating that you have an unposted batch. So it's saying that there are employees that already have a check in an unposted batch. Do you want to proceed anyway? You may say yes or no. I'm going to say yes to proceed with this particular batch. Up on the upper portion of the screen, it's going to show you the internal payroll batch that was assigned by the system, the check date, and this is a biweekly payroll. It's showing me my employee. Again, it's going alphabetically by the employee's last name. So it's pulling up Piper Chapman. It's showing that Piper's home department is administrative and regular hours. This is where I would proceed to key in the hours. 80 hours. I entered in the 80 hours and hit tab. So the system's going to take these 80 hours, multiply it by the employee's rate that was set up in the employee payroll specific file. If this employee had overtime, it would take, again, the employee's hourly rate times time and a half and come up with the amount for the overtime. If you want to pay vacation, you can enter in vacation if the system accrues that for you. Otherwise, you can leave all the other earnings codes blank. Over on the right-hand side screen, it just gives you a summary of the hours that were keyed in on the left-hand side of the screen. And then it's going to give you total hours and your total gross amount. You can click on the Go to Deduction screen. It will show you any deductions for the employee. This employee has only employee tax deductions, so it's going to show you what the system calculated as far as their taxes. You can click Go to Employer Taxes. It's going to show you the employer portion of the taxes. Go to Benefits. If you don't have benefits set up, you can skip over that. Accept and go to Next Employee will take you to the next employee. So then you can continue and enter in hours for your employee. This is a salaried employee, so you will see the salaried amount is already entered into the system. And this employee has $15 of holiday. To override that, you can override any of these manual calculations just by clicking and entering in the override amount. Anything that is overwritten in the system will appear in a red font saying that the user overrode what the system calculated. Again, you will see the summary over here on the right side of the screen. You can go to deductions. Here, anything that is indicated with a D means that it is a deduction. Anything with a T means this is an employee tax. You may click on Go to Employer Taxes. Again, you will see the employer portion. You do not have to go through each and every screen. You can just accept and go to the next employee. When all of the information is entered in, you can accept and exit to go out, or if you want to review something, you can click up here on the employee name. If you click, it will ask you if you want to confirm this change for this employee. You may say yes or no. I'm just going to say yes. It will pull up a list of employees. You can see the information that was already entered into the system. And this allows you to skip around. You don't have to go in alphabetical order. You can skip around and pick and choose which employee you want to enter in the information. If you made a mistake and you need to delete a check, you can highlight the employee's name and click Delete Check. The system says, would you like to delete the selected record? Yes. Now the system will delete this you will click OK. The system will delete this check for that employee. And again, you can go up here, click, and go to the search, and then go right to Alan Freed and rekey his hours in. And he's a salaried employee, so it's just going to default to the $3,000. I can accept and exit. It's going to bring me back to the unposted, and you're going to see the batch highlighted here, batch 182 with the check date of March 8th. I can go click the post button. This will take me in to review my pre-posting reports. And you will see it says pre-posting. The first report is the earnings, so you can review the hours that you entered in, their gross amounts, the taxes, if the employee had any deductions. Over on the right side, it's going to show you the net amount for this employee. The check number will be blank because the checks have not been physically printed. You can go to the next page of the posting report. This is going to be by department if you have multiple departments. This is going to show you the detailed tax report. It's going to give you a breakdown of each of your employees and the amount that was withheld, and then it will show you a total for that tax. And you can scroll through and see the different taxes. The next page is going to be a summary of your taxes, so you're not going to have the employee detail. The next page is going to be your journal entries, so the amount of money that's going to hit your different GL accounts. The next page is going to be your check register. There is no check number because we physically have not printed the checks. Anytime in the Payroll for Free system you see this blue bar, that means you can drill down. So if I double click on this transaction line, I can actually drill down and see what my check will look like for this employee. To get out of the drill down, up in the upper right hand corner, click on the white X. Brings me back to the check register. Next page, this will show me a direct deposit report. So if I have direct deposit, it will show me my employee, the deposit amount, the employee's bank name, accounting number, and routing number. If everything on this report looks correct, I can click Post. Post will update this payroll. If there is a problem and I need to go back in and fix something, I would hit Cancel. Cancel is going to take me back to the master screen. If I need to verify something or correct something, I can highlight this batch and go back into View Edit Checks. Click on the employee name, select the check that needs corrected, make my correction, accept and exit, go back into the post. After I verify the information on the report is correct, at this time I can hit this Post button. Has a green check mark and it says Post. By clicking Post, it will update this batch and will allow me to move on to the next step, which is to print the checks. Here it will show me that I have 2 checks to print. So it's saying please make sure that you load the checks into the printer. Once I verified the checks are loaded into my printer, I can go ahead and print all. The system allows you to go ahead and change different printers. So if you have a different printer you want to send it to, you can select that. Print all will go through and print my different checks. Once my checks are printed, it will come up and ask me to confirm if the checks printed correctly, yes or no. Now it'll go through, since this company is set up to do direct deposit, it will allow me to print my direct deposit vouchers. I take my check stock out of the printer, load white paper, and now I can go ahead and print my direct deposit vouchers, and you will see that the check number is E, saying that this is an electronic transfer, and then I can go ahead and print the direct deposit vouchers for my employees. It will come up and ask me if I want to see or print the posting report. I'm going to say yes. Now as you look on the earning report, you will see the check numbers are now printed on the posting reports. I can export this by clicking the export button, and I can export it to a PDF file, a CSV, or I can just view it and click the white X to get out of the posting report. Now you will see that the system defaults to post it because I've posted this batch. As you see on the screen, you will see different font colors. If your batch has a black font, that means you've printed the checks. If the batch is in a red font, that means you've updated it, but you have not physically printed the checks. If the batch is shaded in gray, that means that there was a void check in that batch. Okay. To close out of the Payroll Explorer, you would just hit the close button. And then we have different reports. We have earnings reports. We have different tax reports. You can print to see what your tax liability is. Your earnings report, you can print them out for a month, a quarter. And then we have other reports, the posting report, check register, direct deposit. If we click on the check register report, we can go in there, select a time frame, click generate, and this is a way that you can reprint a check. Again, it's going to show you the check, the blue drill down line. I can double click, and then I can just hit print, and I can reprint this check stub for my employee. Again, to close out of this screen, I would hit the white X. And again, the white X to close out of that. All prior balances need to be entered into the software prior to posting your first live payroll. So your implementation specialist will provide you with specific instruction of what will be required to enter in your prior balances before processing your live payroll. Thank you.